So someone posts nasty information about you online. What can you do? A Texas man says it happened to him, and today he asked the state Supreme Court to do something about it. Some say new rules could reduce cyberbullying. Others say they would attack your rights to free speech. Omar Lewis has the story.
I was defamed by this fellow 4.5 years ago. It's been on the web for all that time.
Robert Kinney is talking about comments made online by an old boss. When Kinney went to court to try and get the post taken down, the court dismissed the case because the solution he wanted isn't covered under Texas law.
We think that's a pretty basic remedy that ought to be available to anybody when their reputation's been damaged.
Kinney and his lawyer have now taken the case all the way to the Texas Supreme Court.
A court should have the power, if somebody does that, to decide whether or not the speech is protected by the Constitution, and if it isn't, to limit it.
But limiting speech doesn't sit well with opposing attorney Anthony Riccadelli. He says forcing someone to take posts down can be nearly impossible with retweets, shares, and reposts.
If we end up with judicially controlled speech, all of our freedom of speech is not far behind.
While both sides finish their legal arguments today, no decision is expected to be made from those Supreme Court justices until at least this summer. For now, reporting downtown from the Texas Supreme Court building, Omar Lewis, KXAN News.
Well, this all goes back to Robert Kinney claiming his former employer, Andrew Harrison Barnes, defamed him in an online post by writing that Kinney organized a bribery scheme after being fired from a law firm back in 2004. Across the country, attorneys tell us the law typically protects freedom of speech without a way to get the comment removed. But courts in 5 states, California, Kentucky, Minnesota, Ohio, and Georgia, ruled that people can be forced to remove disparaging information from a website.